Well, hello there, YouTube! What a shocker to see you here again today on this fabulous day. My name is Shiny Ninetails, and today I shall be bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now, today I just want to say I didn't have any more battles with anybody that's like famous or anything, which was really upsetting to me. However, one of my friends that's just on my friends list, I've never like even talked to this guy in real life. He's a really good battler. I've battled him multiple times. This was one of the actual 3 battles that we had, and I didn't save the other 2 because they weren't as good, and I did win both of them. That's not to say what happened to this, because who knows, because here at Shiny Ninetails channel, we do not do spoilers. Now today, I'm going to go over a quick team preview because I have practically an entirely new team. I have my Moxie Salamence, I have my Choice Banded Sceptile, I have my Choice Scarfed Infernape, I have my Special Defensive Milotic, my Mega Gyarados, and my Special Defensive Klefki. Now, whenever I first brought my Milotic, I thought it was my defensive one, but it actually turned out to be my special defensive one, and I cried a little bit. However, I looked at his team and I was like, you know what, that really comes back to bite me in the butt because he has 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, possibly 5 physical attackers. So with that being said, I'm going to just, which by the way, the only one that I'm counting definitely not as this physical attacker is his Togekiss. The rest of them could be. So, that being said, I'm going to hit the play button and we will get this battle underway. Now, I don't know what to expect with him doing this, because it's been so long and I've never seen this team of his before. So he just starts out with his Tyranitar, that's what it's called, and I decided to go out to my Klefki, which, yeah, it is shiny. No big deal or anything, just a shiny Klefki, perfect IVs and whatnot, you know, whatevs. I was pretty proud of this, actually. Now, I originally decided to go for a Protect because I thought that he would go for an Earthquake to try to knock me out early, but he went for a Stealth Rocks. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. That's normally what they're good for, is a Stealth Rock. So I decided to go into my Salamence because now I know for a fact an Earthquake is coming. Now the stones dig into me and the Earthquake doesn't affect me, which kind of bites. Like all of this kind of just like sucked right in a row. It was like, bam, kick me while you're down, why don't you? Damn Tyranitar. I sent out his Ricky Bobby, which is his Togekiss, and I go for an Earthquake, and this time it doesn't affect him. Now, I am terrified of the Dazzling Gleam. I mean, I'm literally terrified. Like, I know it'll knock me out, because my Salamence sucks. Defensively, it's terrible. So I decided to go right into my Serpentina, who is also known as my Milotic, because she is the queen of the serpents, even if they're sea serpents. I love my Milotic. I love it so much. There's the Dazzling Gleam, and it does a good amount of damage, honestly. I didn't really like how much it did, but it did a good amount. Now, as you will see, I do have the leftovers on my Milotic, so that brings up the Sandstorm damage that I just had, which, you know, always helps. Now, he withdraws his Ricky Bobby, I guess fearing the Ice Beam, but as we all know, I do not have Ice Beam on mine. I have Recover, Scald, Dragon Pulse, and Mirror Coat, so my Mirror Coat did nothing right there. Just as the Sandstorm subsided, the Sandstorm subsided. So I get my leftovers back, and he goes for a Fake Out, which honestly I should have seen coming, but I didn't. And I just get my leftovers back, and I'm pretty much back up to where I started. I'm about 15 off. So I know he's going to go for an Ice Shard for priority, and I was like, whatever, do what you got to do. And I was like, I'm going to go for a Scald, hopefully burn your ass, and then I don't have to deal with you anymore, because I know Weavile's a little bitch, because I used to use him all the time. I hate Weavile. I hate going against Weavile. I love using Weavile. So I just get my leftovers, and I'm back up to about where I started again, and he withdraws his Weavile, and here I was like, you know what, whatever helps you sleep at night, because whatever you bring in, I'm going to Scald again, and it's going to take a lot of damage, because my Milotic is awesome. So he actually sends in his Electros, and I was like, whatever, get free damage off and free health back with leftovers. I'm going to switch out, because I'm not taking a Thunderbolt, a Thunder, Volt Switch, whatever, I'm not going to take it, I just won't. So I send in my Sceptile because I know it can take it pretty decently. Goes for a Thunderbolt. And by the way, I love Electros's animation, and I love everything about it in this generation. I love it. So I just decided to go for a Dragon Claw, and I get the crit, and that did matter, by the way. I calculated it. It mattered. I was lucky. So he sends in his Talonflame, and by the way, me and this Talonflame, have the worst history. He's like swept me with it before. I hate his Talonflame more than I hate life. Send in my Klefki because I know it's not going to do me any good at all. So I just figure I could take a Brave Bird and I would be able to live, and then I would take a Flare Blitz and I would die. So, but first, before I die, because I am such the perfect breeder that I am, just kidding, I'm never perfect at anything with Pokemon, because nobody is, you know, you always have a place to grow. I decide to go for a Thunder Wave to try to paralyze it. Hopefully the Paralyze hacks will click in later on in the battle. Goes for the Flare Blitz. Let's see what that does. Yeah, knocks me out, obviously, because I'm not physically defensive, which honestly I should be carrying a physically defensive tank, but I don't. He gets the Recoil and Leftovers, which, by the way, I've never seen Leftovers held on a Talonflame until I battled this guy. So I send in my Salamence, thinking that a Dragon Claw will be able to take it out. No problem at all, right? No, because he switches out, because he just, like, predicts everything I have. He sends into his Ricky Bobby. Now, either way, this was a good move for me, because my Rock Slide did too much damage. I was really happy. So my second Rock Slide will just take it out. I get the Moxie boost, which then I was like, you know what? Paralyze hacks. Come on, hacks gods. Help me out with this Talonflame. I need to knock it out. But he sends in his Weavile, and I was like, shit. Ice Shard is going to knock me out. So that Moxie boost that I just had is going to nothing. So I decided to switch into my Infernape, because my Infernape has a higher priority with Mach Punch because I am faster. And I also have Close Combat and Fire Punch if I didn't want to get locked into a Mach Punch. So I eat up the Ice Shard, nom 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 nom. My Fire Crown just like eats it. It literally melts it before it goes in my mouth, and I just get a clean drink of water. So I go for a Mach Punch, and that does a good amount of damage until I realized it was a crit. Now I was like, you know what? Fine, I can just keep Mach Punching this thing to death, right? No, because I realized priority Brave Bird, so I get the hell out of there before I die. Send in my Salamence, and I know I'm going to die to a Brave Bird because of the stone damage and whatnot. Oh, but he goes for a Roost, so I'm like, maybe I can get the Paralyze hacks next turn, and I can go for a Rock Slide and knock it out, right? No, because he switches out again. He's fearing the Rock Slide. Rock Slide is my favorite move, by the way. If any of you guys are wondering, Rock Slide is my favorite move, because it's so good against so many different things. And it actually got a buff in this generation, so I like that. The Rock Slide takes out his Weavile, so now I'm like, you know what, fine, another Moxie boost. I'm happy with that, right? Right? It's Moxie boost. Like, who wouldn't like to be at a +1 attack? Except for the fact that he has a Lucario, and of course it's going to be a Mega Lucario. Why would anybody use Mega Lucario? It's Jesus. So he goes for the Aura Sphere, I believe, right here. Yep. Now, I'm used to people running especially offensive Mega Lucario because I have battled a lot of my friends that use that, so it's just nothing new to me, and I know how to handle it. So I send in my Infernape, and I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll just Close Combat or Mach Punch you, and you'll be dead, correct? Wrong, because you switch out! Like, how am I supposed to beat this guy if he keeps switching out into this damn Talonflame? Like, it looks like the devil. Look at its little fire and wing horns that look like the devil horns. And of course I get another crit. That is the second crit in a row I've gotten with my Infernape. Now I do not have an item or anything like that for crits. I just keep getting lucky, I guess. So I decided to go into my Serpentina, who of course is my Milotic, who is gorgeous. My god, I love my Milotic's animations in this. Goes for the Brave Bird, and I'm pretty sure this knocks me out. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, that's right, I live with 1 HP. 1 HP, ladies and gentlemen. Do you realize that that was the Hacks God's way of saying, we're going to help you out in other ways besides getting paralyzed? And I'm like, I don't want that, Hacks Gods. I want paralyzation. But I just can't have it. So he goes for another Brave Bird, knocks out my Milotic. And I'm just like, you know what? Fine. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't care. So, as of right now, I believe I just have my Gyarados and my Infernape left. I believe. Don't quote me on that. This was actually a really long battle. It was 30 turns. That's like the longest battle I've ever uploaded. So I decided to go into my Mega Gyarados because I figured that he would not want to do anything to me. So I figured that I could knock out his whatchamacallit, Mega Lucario whenever I Mega Evolve. And by the way, Mega Gyarados, I don't know why, but every time I use a new Mega, I'm just like, I love this, it's my favorite. And you know what? I don't really care because I love Mega Gyarados. It's amazing. So I just go for a Waterfall, and I'm like, bye-bye, Lucario. You ain't got nothing here. So I decided to switch out because now I am part Dark type, and I don't want to take like an Aura Sphere or anything like that. Oh, I have Sceptile too. Forgot. So I switch in my Sceptile to take the Fighting type move, which will be Aura Sphere, because Aura Sphere is a fantastic move, and I love the animation of that move. I never really realized how good it was until this battle. And then I switch into my Infernape, because I know that a Mach Punch will do good damage and knock it out. But I predict him to switch out to his Talonflame, and I go for a Thunder Punch. The one time that I predict something correctly, he proves me wrong. And then he switches out to his Rockzilla, which I know a Thunder Punch won't knock it out. So I have to switch out. I have to. Now that he knows that I'm carrying Thunder Punch, he doesn't want to switch into his Talonflame, which I'm like, makes me so angry. Just like stick to one thing. Jesus. So I switch into my Gyarados, and then he goes for the Earthquake, which I didn't think at the time it would do a whole lot of damage, but it did more than what I expected. Like, I guess Mega Gyarados isn't as bulky as I expected. So I go for the Waterfall, because I know that will do a lot, if not knock it out, but I guess it does knock it out. I think that was more along the lines of the min damage and the max damage. So, of course, he knocks out my Mega Gyarados, which I think I'm going to name him Catfish. I don't know why. He just looks like a catfish to me. So I switch into my Infernape, and knowing for the fact that he has a Talonflame left, I go for a Thunder Punch, because it can knock it out. Like, I want this Talonflame dead. So, right now, it comes down to the wire. This is the last move of the battle. I know it. If he doesn't get paralyzed, then I lose. But he doesn't get paralyzed. He goes for the Brave Bird, and it knocks out my Infernape. And that's the end of the battle. It was a very nail-biting and very close battle. Now, like I said, I did battle him 2 more times, and I did win those other 2, so I guess it's pretty good. I'm sure as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to battle him again. But thank you all very much for coming and watching this video. It was a very close battle, and a very good battle in my opinion. If you could leave a like or a comment or a subscription, I will be very grateful. And at the same time, if any of you guys want to battle me or anything like that, I'm always looking for new battles. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and an even more fantastic weekend. So until tomorrow with the new Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle, this is Shiny Ninetales signing off.